So recording is on, so welcome everyone. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to get started with tonight's presentation. This is going to be a description of why we're all here. And we're all here really to share something that's impacted our lives. And we just can't wait to bring this to you guys as well. So tonight, we call this one of our healthy happy hours. Instead of out there drinking, we're here toasting each other to good health. And we want to share the gift of good health with anyone who's ready to accept it. Who are we? We are an organization called Optavia. Opta, Optimal Best, Via, Street or Way, so best way. And if you notice, our logo's got this little spiral in it, and there's 24 radians. Those radians represent the 24 hours of our day that we're able to make decisions. Unfortunately, bad decisions will add up in the long term. Good decisions will add up in the long term. So our goal is to make more good decisions than bad decisions. And what we're hoping to provide is lifelong transformation by developing one healthy habit at a time. Who am I? Well, my name is Dr. Larry Regina. I am a former, or I call myself a recovered OBGYN physician and surgeon. And way back about 15 years ago, I was taking care of everybody but me. I was delivering babies and doing gynecologic surgery. My wife and my 3 daughters, that you see on the picture on the left, have now grown. And at that time, I was 315 pounds, short of breath, tying my shoes, 2 blood pressure meds, 2 cholesterol meds, pre-diabetic, and severe sleep apnea. That picture is actually on top of the South Tower of the World Trade Center 2 weeks and 2 days before it came tumbling down, by the way. The picture on the right, of course, is me now with my women, the most important individuals in my life, and something that I now am able to do because I was able to get myself healthier, stronger, and more fit. I now teach skydiving on the weekends, which is pretty exciting. In the course of my being an OBGYN, taking care of everybody but myself, I literally was short of breath tying my shoes. I literally had things that I couldn't do. If I was in the operating room more than an hour, I was on my back on the floor at home just to be able to function the rest of the evening. And lo and behold, I was at a medical conference and I met my health coach, who happens to be on this call tonight, the amazing Whitney Kell. And she challenged me. She says, have you ever spent money on something stupid and had nothing to show for it? And, we all have. She says, what if you actually invested in yourself and it just changed your life? Of course, that coupled with my 18-year-old daughter at the time, who's my oldest now, 33, she called me that night and said, Daddy, we're afraid you're going to die. So I thought maybe I should go back and talk to that crazy lady at that booth and see what her program's about. Fast forward, within the course of literally about 6 months, I shed 75 pounds, which I've kept at least 70 of it off now for 15 years. And although I think that's a pretty cool thing to accomplish, it wasn't my biggest accomplishment. My biggest accomplishment was it spilled over onto my wife, who actually decided after 3 years of my success that maybe she'd do the program. And she also lost 75 pounds in 6 months. And she didn't keep it off for the 12 years she's had it. She's now 83 pounds lighter than she was. So, she's an overachiever and had to beat me out with weight loss, but that's the way it is. Since then, I, of course, became a skydiving instructor so other people could pay for my skydiving addiction. And Lord knows I needed to fall slower because when I was over 300 pounds, it just really wasn't working for me. So really, it's all about not losing weight, but achieving optimal health. And it's different for everybody. Yeah, I reached a healthy weight. I did healthier eating. I always slept well. My physical activity kind of was terrible before. Now it's much more. And I walk 5 days a week, at least a couple, 2 to 3 miles a day. I'm much more able to relax. And, I don't know that I always call my home environment safe if I'm throwing my butt out of airplanes, but it's not about just your body. It's about your mind. I literally became a better doctor, a better OBGYN physician and surgeon because I wasn't in pain all the time. My relationships with my wife, my daughters just majorly improved. I had time to do things and to have fun and get involved in hobbies. And I just felt better. And literally, I was more involved in a lot of things, my church at the time and the community. Then I started coaching, and all of a sudden, I had some wiggle room in my life, some extra finances to do the things I wanted to do. I could start saving for the future. And I literally had the resources to provide memories and experiences for the people who were most important to me, which were, of course, my wife and my 3 daughters. And giving back to the community. I love around Christmas time getting in line behind people at the grocery store. And when they get up there and go to pay, I just throw my credit card and say, hey, this one's on me, for no reason at all other than I can. So optimal health is different for everybody, but it's really getting better in all areas of your life. So how are we in the United States doing with our healthy body? Well, I'm going to tell you, we're not doing so well. Most people in the world, not just the United States, live in countries where people are dying from being overweight and obese and obesity-related disease than being hungry and being underweight. And of course, since this crazy pandemic, 42% of all adults reported gaining an average of 29 pounds or more. I know when it started, COVID-19, they said we gained 19 pounds in that first year, but now it's over 29 pounds for most people. Since that pandemic, childhood obesity has more than doubled, which is just frightening to me as a physician, that is. How are we doing with our healthy mind? Well, people who have excess weight are 55% more likely of having depression. And when I look at the billions of dollars that are spent on medications and the major increase since the pandemic, we are really struggling with our healthy mind. Literally 1 in 4 Americans suffer from some kind of mental disorder. And when you look at 270 million prescriptions filled for just antidepressants, we're taking pills to fix things that maybe we could fix if we just became the best version of ourselves. So when I look at wages that are lost, over $200 billion in earnings are lost because people just feel bad. And that's twice as high as all the different treatments that we're throwing at them. So financially, how are we doing? People that are in relationships, they have a partner, describe that money is the major source of conflict. And it's the major source of stress, having personal finance problems. We're at a time where they tell us there's more and more jobs, but yet we see there's places that can't even service in a restaurant because there's nobody to work those jobs. Businesses have closed, savings are shrinking. The pandemic just didn't help us. It's been a dilemma. So why are we here? Well, this guy in the top right-hand corner, Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, an amazing visionary. He was the second board certified critical care specialist in the United States. He was at Cleveland Clinic as an anesthesiologist, and he ran their heart program. And lo and behold, he decided it was time to leave conventional medicine because all he was doing was redefining the day of people's death. He wasn't helping people get healthy. He wasn't helping people get well. He was throwing millions of dollars worth of technology at them, and they were going back home to their same habits, and they were struggling and coming back for him to save their life again. We now partner with Dr. Anderson and our team of coaches, which started with one coach 20 years ago. And in 2016, we had about 12,000 coaches, and now we're over 60,000 nationwide, and including coaches in Hong Kong and Singapore. And we've touched over 2 million lives. And even Fortune magazine named us one of the fastest growing companies in 2020, actually the second fastest overall. So our mission really goes back to what we said before. It's lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And when we talk about transformations, I got to share my friend David Spiegelman. David, you're here on the line. Please share your story.
Sure. Well, thanks, Larry. So my name is David Spiegelman, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. Okay, so back when I first got married, I was thin, not healthy, but thin. My wife and I, we had 5 children over the years, and every time we were expecting, I gained weight. You know how it is. So by 2011, I looked like that middle picture. And as I grew, I started noticing that I had some issues. I snored like a freight train, which did not make my wife very happy. And because of all that snoring, I woke up almost every morning with a blinding headache, for which I had to take my morning dose of vitamin I, that's ibuprofen. I also had chronic lower back pain, knee pain, and my energy was really, really low. Well, one day in 2011, my wife and I looked at each other and decided that we were both going to try to lose some weight. And we had this friend who had lost about 70 pounds on some program and was now a coach with that program. My wife, Stacy, who's smarter than me, decided I'm going to do what she's doing. Me, well, I didn't need a program. I could figure this out on my own. And so it was that after 3 months, my wife was down a good amount of weight and I was not. I needed a change. Now, about that time, our friend, the coach, told Stacy that she was going to the national convention for the company and invited her to come. And I came along for the weekend. By the time the weekend was over, Stacy decided that she wanted to become a coach, and I decided to become her first client. I went on the program and I started to lose weight. And after several months, I'd lost 50 pounds, eventually going on to lose a total of 65. One morning, I woke up and Stacy said to me, "You know what? I just realized you don't snore anymore." And she was right. But I also noticed that I wasn't still waking up with headaches, and my back stopped hurting, and my knee, well, that still hurt a bit, but not as much. And I had more energy and I started to feel good. Now, one of the biggest differentiators for me from anything else I'd tried was the fact that I had a coach. My coach was someone who helped keep me on task, reminding me that the goal wasn't about losing weight. It was about creating a set of healthier habits that would last me the rest of my life. My coach was there to help me pick myself up when I messed up, and I did mess up. But she also helped me to celebrate my wins, both on and off the scale. Like when I learned that food going to waste was sometimes better than food going to my waste. And that my acting like the family's garbage can didn't somehow magically help the starving children in Africa. She guided me towards the resources and people that were available to me, including her coach, but even her coach's coach. If I needed help with something, I had a team of coaches working to help me, as well as resources the company itself provides. And that was amazing. Having a coach made a huge difference to my personal success. So that's my story. Thanks for listening and thanks for being here.
Well, David, thank you so much for sharing. We really, really, really appreciate it. I can't see, but Dr. Ricky Baldwin, are you on the line?
Yes.
All right. So Dr. Ricky, I'm going to take this off of share for a second. And if you could go ahead and share why you suddenly decided to join us.
Sure. So, hi, everybody. I'm Ricky Baldwin, and I'm actually a practicing OBGYN out in Houston, Texas. And I really appreciate and thank Dr. Regina for inviting me to share my story. I actually met him at our ACU conference, our OBGYN, osteopathic OBGYN conference, and he introduced me to the Optavia program. And it really intrigued me because it was a holistic approach to, weight loss and just setting those healthy habits that a lot of my patients were, looking for, that I just felt like I didn't have enough training to help them with. But I also wanted to join the Optavia program for my dad. He was, very overweight, on diabetic medications and high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you name it. And I really was looking for something to help him because he really didn't know what to do as well. So I joined the program to help him. And in joining the program and learning it inside out, I've actually become healthier myself. And I'm really excited that I've almost lost 15 pounds and I'm fitting my scrubs a lot better and I'm sleeping a lot better. And more importantly, my dad, he's lost almost 30 pounds now, and he just looks like a different person. And he says he feels so much better. And he's actually asking to go on walks with me, whereas before he was always saying that, he was too tired to. And now he's talking about that he needs to go shopping again because none of his clothes are fitting him. And in being a client and coach, I have a few more clients that I've started working with along with Dr. Regina, and they're already seeing amazing results in the first, week, 2 weeks that they've been on the program. And it's just been so rewarding, as a doctor that, I'm touching people's lives in a different way, a lifelong way that I didn't even think that I could do. So I'm really thankful to have Dr. Regina as a mentor coach. And I'm just so thankful that I've come across this program and I'm able to help my family and my patients more than I ever thought I would. But that's my story. And thank y'all so much for listening.
Larry, you're on mute. Hey, you were on mute. Great job. That was a great story, Ricky.
Thank you.
There we go. Sorry about that. We really appreciate you being here. We want to thank you. Your story was amazing and inspiring that just in a matter of a few weeks, you're starting to impact lives that in a way that you couldn't before, just with your job as an OBGYN. I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Sherry Marks. Sherry, if you could share your story as a mom, it's kind of amazing story. Please feel free to jump in.
Thank you, Dr. Larry. Just wanted to start off, obviously, that I'm a mom, but most people don't know that I'm a mom of 6 kids. And I was never actually that small bride, but, you know, having given birth one after the other, the first 3 in a row, each pregnancy I would gain approximately, I don't know, anywhere from 24 to 36 pounds, and I would only lose 12. So you can imagine one pregnancy after the other, trying to lose weight, and it just wasn't coming off, and it just kept accumulating. I joined a gym, started working out a few times a week. Maybe I lost 10 pounds, and then it stopped. So I just kind of resigned to the fact that I'm going to be like a toned up big girl and just, you know, going to work from there. But I used to always ask ladies in the gym, like, how are you losing weight? And one lady got the Tybo video. So me and Billy Blanks, we got to be good friends. And another gal, she became a mailman. I'm like, fine, I'll become a mailman. Just give me something that's going to work, right? So I was always kind of just looking, but not really, you know, so hard, because I never thought anything would actually work. When you've been trying so many different programs, and I know so many people have the same type of stories. I actually even joined my last resort was I joined a boot camp for an entire year. And again, I knew I could do more push-ups and more sit-ups if I could just lose weight, whereas the trainers were really focusing on building muscle, and that's going to help you. So I ended up bumping into a couple where I saw them literally melting away. And I think her husband had lost 70 pounds. His doctor put him on this program. He got off all his medications, and I was just totally blown away. And the gal herself, she actually lost 40 pounds too. So I was like, hey, I'll meet with you guys, like, you know, just choose me. And I ended up doing the program. I didn't tell my husband about it because I'm here and doing the boot camp and gym, and my husband's going to kill him if I do one more thing. So I didn't tell him about it. About 3 weeks later, he saw the credit card bill, which was not over the top. It was actually less than the boot camp. And I said to him, do you want me to stop or do you want me to continue? But we both noticed, especially him, thank God, that I had lost 11 pounds in 3 weeks, not just the credit card bill. So where else have I put in that type of, you know, effort and money where I actually see results happening? It's never, ever happened. And I went on to lose 50 pounds, and it literally changed my life, my family's life. My husband, who little kicking and screaming, he ended up losing 35 pounds as well. And I learned an amazing lifestyle. People started asking me how I lost the weight. Doctors were approaching me, and it's been an amazing run since then. And it's been over 12 years now. It's incredible. And so the program is based on what we call the Habits of Health. The Habits of Health, it's really a comprehensive approach to health and wellness. It's designed to partner up for optimizing our health. And when we do so, it makes for an ultimate healthy lifestyle long-term. It encompasses the Habits of Health program, which is really much more structured approach to health. And it also includes the Life Book, which helps you through self-awareness, lifestyle habits. And when you master the elements you go through weekly, you actually end up creating lifelong transformation. If you're ready and willing to take responsibility for your health, you found your why, you are more likely to incorporate all these healthy habits into everything you do. And these changes will become part of your routine, and you will have major transformation. Thank you, Dr. Larry.
Well, Sherry, thank you so much for sharing your story. And, you know, for somebody who's had 6 kids, as an OBGYN, man, I can appreciate you look amazing for a woman that has had 6 children, okay? And, you know, I gain more weight than my wife every pregnancy, and I get it. Next, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring on just an amazing woman who came to me looking to help her daughter. Rosa, your story is awesome. Please share it with us.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Well, my story started on October 2020 while I was on the recovery process after a ruptured brain aneurysm. And even though I had a few limitations myself, I was trying to find a simple but structured program that could help me help my daughter reach one of her goals. improve her health so she could be part of the middle school volleyball team. I didn't start program thinking of me. I did it. My main motivation was to encourage and support my family. But as the weeks went by and I started switching the way I was fueling my body and I was incorporating healthier habits to my days, I noticed that it was helping me on areas that I wasn't aware I needed help on. Like I didn't know how bad I was feeling until I started feeling this good. And my confidence went up, my energy levels went up, and I was able to lose 25 pounds following the team version of our program. And I have kept that off for over a year now. And my biggest victory, I still consider it was the smile on my daughter's face when she was sharing with me that she made the volleyball team and how she had so much energy to keep up with all the other girls while running 5 laps around the volleyball court. That was my biggest victory. So the third component of our program is the community. And this is a place where you will feel welcomed and you will feel supported. Here in our community, we will celebrate your victories. We will share tips on how to overcome certain bumps in the road that could come along your journey. We share recipes that we have tried and that we love. You will be surrounded by like-minded people that are focused on creating health. And doesn't matter from which part of the United States you join us, we will still be connected because we have private Facebook groups and events like these. And also weekly, we have calls where our leaders go over topics that can go from the different elements of our life book or tips for upcoming holidays. So you will always feel that support. And if you cannot attend the live event, your mentors and your team will be able to share with you the recordings so you can watch it when it's convenient for you. Also, part of our community is our nutrition support team. These are registered dietitians and certified personal trainers that are available to assist you if you have any questions about general nutrition or exercise or any product or ingredients. So this is also available for you. So thank you again for joining us, and please reach out to the person who invited you or the person that shared the recording of this event with you and explore which of all of the different programs that are available will be the best fit to support you reaching your goals.
Rosa, thank you so much. Your story is so inspirational. And I know you said you had lost like 25 pounds on your journey, but it impacted your daughter. She was able to lose weight, and so was your husband. How did they do?
Yes, my daughter lost 35 pounds and she made her volleyball team. Her confidence went up, she felt much better. And my husband lost 55 pounds and now doctor appointments are no longer a stressor, no more issue with knee pain and things like that. So we are very happy.
Thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate it. We have all these stories that are just so powerful. And a story that stands out to me is a story that Denise has shared. Denise, could you share your story with us?
Oh, thank you, Larry. I would love to. And I am so inspired from everything I'm hearing tonight. It's just been fantastic. Well, Larry, as you said, I'm Denise Hay. I'm an independent certified Optavia coach, and I am so proud to be associated with this company. I want to share with you a little bit about how I got here. One of the biggest things and most important things to me when I got to the program was I was at a point where I no longer could accept how I was feeling, inside and outside. At 213 pounds, I was always exhausted, always self-conscious. I was always ducking the camera, and I was always in pain. And like Larry said earlier, I was depressed. It had totally affected me inside and out. I had really hit my bottom and I wanted to get healthy. I knew I wanted to get healthy. I had tried other programs, had a little success, but always gained back the weight. So I was very resistant about starting something else, but I knew I needed to do something. My friend, who was also my coach, reached out to me, and she knew I was struggling, and she knew I was resistant. And she said to me, Denise, why don't you try it for 30 days? You're going to love it. It's so easy. It's simple. We have these wonderful fuelings. I didn't even know what she was talking about. They make the journey predictable. You'll see. And lo and behold, 10 months later, I've lost 73 pounds. My confidence came back. I feel wonderful. I don't duck the camera anymore. And I love, love, love sharing the program. The simplicity of the program is what really made it work for me. And having tried many programs, I can say for a fact that this program is the best there is. So tonight I'd like to share with you, if I can, about our fuelings and walk you through what it's like a day on the program. So we eat 6 times a day, every 2 to 3 hours. From the moment you open your peepers and you wake up, you're going to be fueling your body with 5 of our fuelings, and you're going to prepare 1 lean and green meal yourself. That'll be your protein and your veggies or salad. Our fuelings are these wonderfully portion controlled, delicious, I call them mini meals. We have so many to choose from soups to biscuits, to cereals, to everybody's favorite brownie. We have so many choices that you really don't get bored with what you're eating. And the best part is each fueling is interchangeable. So you can start out with a brownie and you can end up with some oatmeal. They're completely interchangeable. They contain everything we need that's going to support us on our healthy journey. We get our 24 vitamins and minerals, including A, D, and E. There's no colors, sweeteners, or artificial sources in our products. They are of a very high quality, and you get the right amount of protein, and you get the right amount of a low glycemic carb. And that's so important because you will find on the program, this is what amazed me, your energy is so steady. It's not like that feeling you have when you have a Dunkin' Donut and your energy spikes and it goes up and down and all of a sudden you find yourself ready to take a nap. No, you have this beautiful steady energy while on program. Something else I love about the program is each fueling, and we get 5 a day, has 4 grams of fiber. So we are really positioned beautifully to have a wonderful program that's going to support us. So you might think, well, what does something like this take to invest if you're going to invest in yourself? And if you think about it, the average American will spend about $15 to $20 a day eating out or on vending machines or coffees, things like that. Well, our program is the best bargain there is, because for $15 to $20 a day less, you are going to be able to invest in your health on a new and exciting health journey. You're going to be in the driver's seat and you are going to be on your way to optimal health. And so with our fuelings, they are all portable. And you see in this picture here, you can take them on the go. And that's the best part, because that's going to support you as you go through your days, no matter what your profession is. You are going to be set up for success. You're going to be locking arms with your coach, and you're going to be going through this program, and you're going to be on your way to an optimal, new, sustainable, healthy lifestyle. So Larry, did I leave anything out? If I did, please let me know.
Absolutely, Denise, you hit the nail on the head. Great job. All I can tell you is I started, and when Whitney initially showed me one of these little bars that she had, and I was a guy who could eat like a whole pepperoni pizza, I thought there's just no way I'm going to feel full on one of these little bars. And after the first week or so, I realized that these bars, every 2.5 to 3 hours, or a brownie or a pancake or the ziti or the mashed potatoes, I was full. As long as I drank my water with the fiber that was there, it gave me everything I need and gave me that satiation that I needed. So thank you so much for sharing your story, your passion, and one of the tools that we use, which are fuelings. We really appreciate it. Hey, next I'd like to bring in my coach. This young lady I met at a medical conference, Whitney Kell. Whitney, if you could share your brief story and then close us out here.
What a great night. I'm so grateful. After 20 years of being a coach with this company, I still get such fulfillment from listening to the stories. So thank you so much for sharing, everyone. 31 years old, I was struggling with hypoglycemia. My clothes were starting to fit tight. I was working out every day, but I couldn't figure out why I was starting to gain weight. I felt like I was doing the same things I had done before. And I remember my coach at the time had lost 28 pounds in a month. And it caught my attention, but I'm a little stubborn. So I wasn't ready to do the program yet, but I think it was three days I tasted the food. I kind of started checking it out. And then I decided to commit to it. And once I committed to it, I remember within 3 days, my blood sugars were balanced. I felt so much better because I have hypoglycemia, and it balanced my blood sugars. In 4 weeks, I lost 9 pounds. And all of the things that were hard for me before, just everything started fitting better, and I started feeling so much better. But I only lost 9 pounds. So compared to every other story that was here, it's not as impressive. And so I'm going to tell about at the end what the powerful benefits for me were, because Dr. Larry talked about physical, mental, and financial health. So I'm going to talk about the other two at the end. But Larry, go to the next one, because we want to close everyone out who's been with us. We're so grateful. So contact the person who invited you to this, or if you're watching a recording, reach out to them because they cared enough to tell you about something that means a lot to them. So obviously they wanted to share this with you. There's a simple health assessment that you can fill out, and your coach will either walk you through it or you'll do it online. And you just order a starter kit and you start your journey. It's that simple. People get their food within 5 to 7 business days, and it's just a new way, a new lifestyle. So we're super excited that you came, and I hope that this was a great investment and you are as satisfied as I am from attending this event. I want to read this because I love this quote. Okay, at the bottom it says it's from Forbes magazine. Health coaching is one of the smartest, most lucrative career choices in the economy today. It's part of a $4 trillion industry and growing. If you want to make a difference and be well paid, this is clearly the place to be. And the reason why I said I wanted to come back to the financial and mental health was because I lost 9 pounds. But the numbers of people that we've been able to impact over the last 20 years, I think 2 million. Dr. Larry talked about it in the beginning, and the people that are on this call are coaches. And if you got this recording, somebody is a coach that cares enough about you. And what it's done for me is every time I help serve somebody else, I get filled up. I learn something new. Just being on this call has inspired me. I hope it's inspired you as well. So we want to just talk about for a second the coaching aspect, and that if you go through this journey and it sounds like or feels like something that could fit, and you have friends and family asking you about it, consider it. Just keep it in the back of your mind while you go through the process of getting healthy. Is there a couple more? So this is the exciting part, because I've coached and trained so many health professionals. I want to just mention this piece, which I think is important, is that if you think about any other kind of franchise business, or when I go into health professionals' offices, they would want to go into doing other ways to increase revenue in their practice. How much does it cost to start a business? What's the overhead? If you think about what it costs to be an entrepreneur these days. For our program, it's $199. And I've almost been doing this for 20 years, and it hasn't changed much in what they charge. It's incredible. And there's a certification process you can do. It's very exciting because you're just reinforcing your own healthy habits by learning how to be a coach. And so I just wanted to make sure I shared this little piece, because if you want to become an agent of transformation and join this healthy community, you are being invited. We would love to have you. And so congratulations for investing your health into your own health and joining us tonight. You could have been doing a lot of things with your evening and or recording and watching this, and you chose to sit down and watch this. So please reach out again to the person who invited you. And we have a very exciting summer healthy happy hour coming. So if you want to get into your bathing suit or you're thinking about what your summer's going to look like, on June 16th, you are invited to join us for some news stories and some exciting opportunities to hear about how people are getting healthy and changing other people's lives. So congratulations for being here. And I'm so excited because this was an outstanding call. I just, like I said, I feel so filled after 20 years of doing this. It's just amazing to me that I still love this business so much and am so grateful for my health. Congratulations. Larry, I'm turning it back over to you.
Well, thank you, Whitney. We really appreciate you being here, and for all of the individuals that shared tonight. Very, very impactful. I love your passion, and we are here for one reason, and that's one reason alone. We've been given a gift, and I'm very convinced that the only way that I can make this gift more valuable is to hand it to someone else. So tonight is that first step. We are handing this gift to anyone who's ready to receive it. If you're looking for a life that gives you the best physical health that you could imagine, if you're looking for mental freedom, mental rewards, if you're looking for financial wiggle room or freedom, we have it. We have it all. And Optavia, optimal way, the best way. I only have two regrets. And my first regret is I spent a lot of years taking care of everybody but me. I wish I had learned about it 10 years sooner. And initially, you know, I was an obnoxious doctor who didn't let anyone coach me. I wish I had allowed myself to be coached right from day one. Now I'm here and I get to share this with you guys, and I get to really celebrate amazing successes that everyone on the call has had. You being here is a success. Thank you for being here. God bless and have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Night. Thank
Bye
you.
now.